Welcome to the Fasting Podcast, Wow! Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm your host, Julie Phillips, certified natural health professional, bringing you episode 118, Obesogens Affect Weight and Fasting. What are obesogens? They're man-made chemicals or artificial chemicals that can interfere with how the body works, including the handling of fat, appetite, fertility, health, and our fasting results. If we're working hard to do fasting, we want to get the right results, and there are things we can do regarding these things called obesogens that can help achieve better results. Obesogens are found in food containers, and wraps like plastic, nonstick cookware, plastic drinking bottles, personal products like shampoo, clothing, for example, flame retardant, certain carpets, cigarette smoke, and our polluted air and polluted water. Obesogens are a subset of what we call hormone-disrupting chemicals. We actually have hormone receptors in our bodies, both men and women, and they will accept things other than actual hormones produced by the body. So when these chemicals get in the hormone receptors, for example, estrogen hormone receptors that both men and women have, these chemicals don't fit perfectly, but they just fit good enough to turn on, click the receptor, which can signal growth to the body. If we were a teenage girl or boy, the receptor site might be signaling growth in a girl of pubic hair or breast tissue, but in an adult or even in children, they can signal growth of things like tumors. Obesogens are a subset of what we call hormone-disrupting chemicals, and there are over 20 obesogens with terminology coined in 2006. Obesogens can increase one's susceptibility and sensitivity to weight gain and difficulty losing weight. They can promote it by altering the programming of fat cell development, increasing energy storage in the fat tissue, and interfering with neuroendocrine control of things like appetite and satiety or fullness. They also can increase the effects of high-fat or high-sugar diets, and you may have heard a similar terminology called xenoestrogen, XENO, and risk of abnormal cells. Now, there are different types of obesogens that we're going to talk about now, and don't get hung up on the name of the different types. We do have access to our notes or slides available on the website we'll name at the end, but also we're going to be talking about the kinds of things that these different types can do to us and expose us to different kinds of risk. And the first one we'll talk about is phthalates. That's spelled PHTHALATES. And these are chemicals that are added to plastics for flexibility, longevity, getting them to last longer. And they're included in things like cosmetics, food containers, toys, sunscreens, detergents, so many different things, and that it's estimated about 3/4 of Americans have detectable levels of these phthalates. Chemicals in plastic bottles and dinnerware are called bisphenol A, BPA, and it's also in toys, dental sealants, beer kegs, metal coffee cans, cooking oil bottles, aluminum beverage cans, and it's linked, the BPA, to inflammatory conditions, fertility issues, vitamin D deficiency, obesity, diabetes, delayed puberty, and more. Now, the next type of obesogen is called PCBs. This is polychlorinated biphenyls, and you find these in drinking water, some fish, food crops, paper, paints, plastic and rubber products, and they're linked to obesity, insulin-resistant type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. Now, the next one is usually abbreviated ATZ, but it's atrazine. And this is the second most used herbicide in the United States. It sticks to crops, soil, surface water at unsafe levels, and it's linked to hormonal changes that can lead to serious developmental, reproductive, immune, and neurological issues, and things like insulin resistance and obesity. So ATZ is in many of the different things that touch our lives. The next one is called TBT, or tributylin, and it contaminates the water supply because it's used in things like boat paint and fish nets, so it affects our animal life in the water and can affect, when it gets into our water supply, not only the fat processes, but also could signal stem cells to turn into fat cells. Wow, that one, TBT, was a little surprise for some. The next one is called PFOA. That's perfluorooctanoic acid. Drinking water contaminant that is deemed by the United States EPA Science Advisory Board to be likely to be carcinogenic or cancer contributing in humans. It also increases the risk for childhood obesity if you're exposed early or when pregnant, and a higher BMI. The next one, a lot of you have heard of parabens. These are preservatives that are in food, supplements, cosmetic, paper products, and even some medicines. And by the way, the antidepressants and antihistamines may have an obesogenic effect linked to weight gain and the inability to lose weight. The next one's a mouthful, PBDEs. These are the flame retardants, polybrominated diphenyl ethers. So PBDEs are flame retardants that you might get in fabric, furniture, clothing. Next one is pesticides, and this is used in commercial farming. So if you just buy regular fruits and vegetables in the store, there often are going to have pesticides that produce an obesogenic effect. Cigarette smoke, even secondhand, is linked between fetal development and obesity when exposed while in utero. And the last one we'll talk about, and there are more, is alkyl phenols, which is a surfactant and thickener used in rubber and paint. Toxins are all around us. These are the man-made chemicals interfering with weight, our fasting results, and our health. So what are some great options to consider to minimize or avoid these obesogens in our life? And by the way, obesogens is spelled Obesogens, obesogens. Well, first and foremost, like we teach in the podcast continually, all natural and organic food whenever possible, drink, personal items like shampoo, deodorant, cosmetics, cleaning agents, and especially go for fragrance-free if you're not going to stay all natural. So avoiding the toxic food and drink and personal items and cleaning agents, things you clean in your home. This is a biggie. Another huge thing is excellent water purification without depleting beneficial minerals. Some of the good water purification actually wipes out all the good beneficial minerals that our body needs and can produce problems. So I have a personal favorite in that category if you want to contact me with the email at the end. Drink from glass or stainless steel bottles or cups, not the plastics. And absolutely avoid the plastic drinking bottles for water, soda, and other types of liquids, even the health drinks, because they are filled with toxins. We've done previous episodes on this. In addition to purifying our water, we also want excellent air purification that also addresses the surfaces while it's doing the air purification. When we eat fruits and vegetables, we want to really thoroughly clean them. And there is an acidic water you can use to help clean them while you're scrubbing off the chemicals and pesticides, if there were any. Even when they're organic, you still want to thoroughly clean them. Don't store food or heat food in plastic. That's a major contributor to these obesogens. Use stainless steel cookware rather than the non-stick typical Teflon type that can end up putting the obesogens into your body of everyone that eats the food you've cooked in that cookware. Choose carpets, furniture, clothing like coats that are not flame or stain resistant. And here's a big deal. Periodically cleanse your body, including the option of an extended water fast if that qualifies for you. And remove in the cleanses toxins, heavy metals, and a liver cleanse because we need a healthy liver. And if you want to eat organic cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, that can help the liver to deal with the detox of eliminating some of these obesogens. The website, www.jpwowprograms.com, and if you want to contact me, julie@jpwowprograms.com. Stay positive, focused, and determined because where the mind goes, energy flows.